Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games. And today we're going to be unboxing Aliens, the Ultimate Badasses expansion. Now this is one of the expansions to the Aliens Another Glorious Day in the Core game, and is one of the 2 little extra goodies that we are including in our competition. For more details about the competition, please check the link at the end of the video to see how you could win your very own copy of this expansion and the core game to go with it. So before we turn the box around, let's look at what's on play here. We have what I believe is Hudson's knife, because there's a very famous scene in the film where the Hudson and Bishop played five-finger fillet, where it showed Bishop's ability and the idea that he was a synthetic for the very first time. We have the alien colonial marine symbol covered in blood, and we have 3 rounds from a 9mm pistol, or what is generally a 9mm pistol, I don't know what it would be in the future, to complement this game. Flipping it over, we have, of course, a very famous quote here from Hudson, the first time he's talking to Ripley, talking about the armaments that they have. I mean, they have what? A targeting particle beam flanks. They've got tactical smart missiles, phase plasma pulse rifles, RPGs. They got sonic electronic ball breakers. They got nukes. They got knives. They got sharp sticks. They are just quite simply the ultimate badasses. Now we have 6 brand new characters, and from what I can see here, we have, of course, Burke, which is the CEO scumbag that came along with the Marines. We have a Flamer. We have Drake with his smart gun. We have a Marine with a pulse rifle. We have another Flamer, which is possibly Corporal Dietrich, actually. She was the medic. And we have another figure, which I think could be Master Sergeant Apone, because he has a sidearm strapped to his chest. And it's generally NCOs that have sidearms. So this box also contains 6 character cards, new rulebook, new die, and what are called experience cards. So with no further ado, let's open this puppy and see what we have inside. So opening the box for the very first time, we are greeted with the experience cards, die, the sprue assembly guide, nope, the actual rule book, the cards, and the assembly guide. So what we'll do is we'll put the cards aside till the end. The die are the same as the core set, they have the stars on them, and we'll have a look at the actual sprues. So we have here Burke. As you can see, he's all solitary one piece. We have, yes, it is Apone, I can tell here because his name is on the actual base. So this is Sergeant Apone. We have here Crow, which is one of the normal Marines with the pulse rifle. We have here, it was Corporal Dietrich, the medic, and she has her little flamer. We have here Wierzbowski, which was, of course, I remember Wierzbowski. It was an unusual name, but also because Corporal Hicks was screaming at it because Wierzbowski died quite horribly off screen. And we have, of course, Drake with his smart gun. So, as you can see, it's a very, very good detail, but a very simple assembly thing as well. It's green, like the Marines were in the core set, so if you're not a fan of painting, all you have to do is glue it, and you'll be able to distinguish them from the aliens quite easily. We have here the rule set. Now, as you can see, it's just 3 pages long, which is great, which means that as soon as you get this, you can start working on it almost immediately. It also has an aspect here of fire teams, so that's very interesting, which means you can probably swap out certain characters. My understanding is that the core game has a maximum of 6 Marines, so you could swap out, for example, the Flamers with another pulse rifle, or you could put in 2 smart guns or anything like that, whatever suits your playstyle. And I think in the big expansion, the Get Away From Her You Bitch expansion, you can have up to 8 Marines. So it gives you a lot more versatility in your game. We have here the cards, and of course we have Sergeant Apone, Al Apone. I always love that because you think Capone, of course, but Al Apone. And what's actually very interesting is that this actor was a real-life Marine. I believe he did 2 tours in Vietnam, which is why he just came so naturally to the role. We have Private Tim Crow. Now I remember this scene here because this was literally when Dietrich, I think, was hoisted up into the air and her flamer engulfed the rest of the Marines, and Private Frost actually had all of the Marines' ammo in a bag and unfortunately got cooked by Dietrich. This was Crow's last 2 or 3 seconds of life before that bag exploded and basically goosed him. Here in the back, of course, we see Apone in his classic pose with the cigar, and we have an interesting image of Crow here that was very cleverly brought out, I think, by the makers of the game, because it was obviously a panned shot that they cleaned up and brought in together very well, because Crow didn't have too much screen time in the movie. We have here Private Trevor Wierzbowski, and we have Private Mark Drake, both in action mode. And here on the other side we have Wierzbowski and Drake when, of course, he wakes up from the cryogenic tube for the very first time. And we have Corporal Cynthia Dietrich. Of course, this was, and of course her famous line, looks like some sort of secreted resin. So she was the section medic, or, well, yes, not section medic, but platoon medic. Sorry, there wasn't enough soldiers or Marines there to kind of constitute a platoon, but there was too many to constitute a section. So a section would be 9 soldiers, a platoon would be 30 soldiers, so I suppose she would be, I don't know, the leader of second section or second squad if you're American. Anyway, I digress. She was the platoon, we'll just say platoon. She was the platoon medic. We have Carter Burke, of course, which is the sleazy CEO, and we have Dietrich here in the back, and we have Burke basically doing his headache thing, which was at that board meeting, and this was Dietrich saying when they were ready. And we have here, of course, last but not least, the Aliens Marine 2 Assembly Guide, and as you can see, very simple thing to assemble. Now we'll go back to the start and we'll have a look at these experience cards. Now, as far as I know, this is something that you can level up between scenarios, and it gives your Marines a little bit of extra bite. So, opening this up, we have different types. We have Tracker, and what's actually quite nice is that it's in the shape of a dog tag, which I think is actually quite a cool little graphical design. We have Tracker, we have Tactician, we have Support, we have Smarts, we have Leader, we have Hero, we have Gunner, and we have Company Man. So let's have a look at Company Man. So as you can see here, the level 1 will give you exclusive rights. So obviously these are little extra traits that your characters can have. So another one is the company's interests, and I'm really an okay guy, which was what Burke said to Ripley the first time he introduced himself. We have smoothing things over. Now it's a level 2 card, so I presume between scenarios that you can level up. So perhaps this is something that all characters can choose, or only Burke himself. We have the Bottom Line, which is interesting for a company man. We have I'm a valuable asset, so that's interesting. If there is a subtext that you can't lose. You have The Company Provides, and I'll do what I can. So those would be the Company Man cards. We have here the Tracker cards. So the Tracker starts off with a closer look, eye on the ball, It's read and write, which is a great line from Private Hudson, as there was just so many things on the motion tracker that they were panicking. We have trained scanner. We have avoid detection. We have watch the walls, which was cool. That was one of the scariest things in the movie when the things came out of the walls. We have here they come and where they are. Vasquez's famous line. We have here the tactician deck, which gives us get moving, natural leader, being an example, overall battle plan, quick commands, inspired tactics, and using what we got, and finally overall battle plan. So there's great variety here in these cards. We'll take here the support, which could possibly be Dietrich's deck. We have quick rest, get some rest, got your back, give and take, I got what you need, resourceful, I can be everywhere, and a helping hand. So obviously a kind of a healing deck for characters. We have here the Smarts deck. So we have Tech Guy, we have Computer Search, we have Calculated. These all seem to be Private Hudson's traits, I think, because, well, he was the tech genius. Locate Supplies, we have Outsmart, we have Quick Study, we have Brains over Brawn, and we have Portable Uplink. Now perhaps this could also be a deck for Bishop if he's in a future expansion. We have here the hero deck. So looking at the hero deck, we have the hero we need, got your back, check your ammo, armed to the teeth, second wind, true hero, fierce protector, and heroics. So well, I think most of the characters are heroes, so it's definitely a trait they could all have. Possibly Drake, actually, because he did die covering them as they escaped the APC from the nest. We have here Leader, which could be for Gorman, Apone, possibly Master Sergeant Apone, actually. So we have Mature Leader, Natural Leader. We have Re-Equip. We have Chain of Command. We have Quick Orders, we have Conserve Ammo, we have Total Control, Defensive Fire, and finally we have Get into Position. And the last deck we have, of course, is Gunner, which is possibly what you use for Drake as well. We have Covering Your Six, Covering Fire, Taking Point, Killjoy, Combat Ready, Sharpshooter, Born Killer, and finally Perfect Shot. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is everything that is in the Aliens Ultimate Badasses expansion. So if you enjoyed this unboxing, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and until next time, good luck, God bless, and stay safe.